Okay, guys. So today we'll be going over how to dominate anywhere in the world. So first, we're gonna start off um just basically with a afternoon workout. That's how we're gonna start. Um, while I go over the philosophy behind how to dominate anywhere in the world. Right now, we in my hometown in Baltimore. You get what I'm saying? Um, I came back here uh before I head back to the Africa or whatever. So from there, I'm trying to see if I should share these plans. Anyway, I'm gonna just share it. Fuck. So, um, we got 30 days or so before I head back to Africa. In Africa, we got a few things going, a few life changing events happening. Specifically in Ethiopia. But before then, I gotta take care of stuff here like documentation and business stuff. So I gotta handle business or whatever. But in between it, yeah, I'm in my hometown. This place is known for people that don't dominate their own life. So I figured I should start going live, doing IRL, showing you guys how to dominate anywhere. Start from your hometown, wherever you're at. You could be in India, you could be in Africa, um, you could be Ethiopia, you could be in Baltimore. This is how you dominate. So first you gotta start with your identity, right? Or your your person, your persona, your body, right? That's step number one. So I'm gonna go. That's what we doing right now. That's why we started at the gym, and you about to see me push my mind. I mean, push my mind, and my mind gonna push my body. And we're going, you know, we're gonna keep compounding every day. Let me see. I just want to check the audio real quick. Give me 1 second. Let's see. All right, could you guys hear me? All right, bet. Yeah. So starting with your persona, who you are as an individual. You get what I'm saying? That's what we're gonna start with. So this this live stream is about how to dominate your life anywhere in the world. It's 13 steps to dominate your life. We're gonna start off with number one. I'm gonna demonstrate this while explaining it as well. You get what I'm saying? So since one deals with step one to dominate anywhere in the world is you have to be able to dominate yourself. You get what I'm saying? That means you have to know your identity. You got to be able to stand on your 10 toes. You got to be able to handle your business. You get what I'm saying? You got to be able to pretty much be sovereign with who you are. You get what I'm saying? So, with that being said, that takes knowing, not belief. So, you have to know that you're able to carry your own weight, which is why I'm about to do these pull ups. You got to know that you have to push through. That's why I'm about to do um, 500 plus sit ups in a row. So, I'm training my mind in my body for when I need to execute, I'll already be. Let me see how it's looking. All right, we good, we good. Yeah, let's just see. Okay, so law number one to dominate your life anywhere in the world, you got to be able to know who you are. You got to know your identity. You got to know your strengths. You get what I'm saying? Um, and you have to be able to stand on your two feet, like I said before. So that's why we in the gym. We're about to get this workout in. And I'm gonna go even deeper, bro, because I don't be going deep on these videos. I just work out and I try to shut up. You get what I'm saying? but I'm gonna go deep on these videos. All right, I'm gonna go deep. I'm gonna try. I might private this video after this, but I'm gonna go from there. All right. So you gotta know yourself, right? And you gotta know yourself like as above, so below. You gotta know yourself from like a macro level, and you gotta know yourself from micro level. You get what I'm saying? Now, how I perceive macro would be like your your for me, for example, my astrology, right? That'll be the macro. How to go about your alignments instead of instead of being a scholar in astrology. How to live out your astrology, and pretty much so that you can go with the flow of this universal of the universe. You get what I'm saying? So, with that being said, you gotta make sure you're you have to make sure uh you in alignment with everything. You know what I'm saying? So mine is in uh Aquarius. So what that means, mine is more structured. So if we're talking about one, my in my first house, it's Aquarius. So it's more structured, it's more disciplined, it's more it's more spontaneous, it's more independent, you know. So it's not all playful, you know what I'm saying? So I'm a very goal oriented. I'm a very structured and strategic person. So that's why there's no music on as well. So we're right now we're in the first house. So there's no music on. In my first house, we have Saturn. You get what I'm saying? So no music when we recalibrating ourselves on step one, which is your identity. You know what I'm saying? So we're about to start now. I'm about to warm up. And then also we got law number two after this. I'm not gonna say law, bro. I got steps. Step two to dominate your life is your values. Step three is your conscious mind. Step step four, and what I mean by your conscious mind, I mean your subconscious mind pushing that information to your conscious mind. So now it's like just like I'm in the gym and I'm about to tear some muscle and it's about to regain new muscle. Your mind does that as well. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I mean by three. Four is more so utilizing your roots, your culture, where you come from, and pretty much using that as a foundation instead of a limitation. So I'm gonna show you that because I really don't like Baltimore. And I'm in Baltimore now. This is my hometown. I associate this place with, neutrality or things that I had to it turned my entire identity at one point to making it out of this place. But I always come back, you know what I'm saying, for a short term or a long term. But now I'm unbiased, so I don't really care no more, you know. But anyway, so I had to regain my identity. For a while, my identity was making it out of Baltimore, but now it's not. I'm no longer in that mentality. I'm past that. I'm past that mentality. You get what I'm saying? You fixing the TV at the gym? Hey, what's up? What's up? No, I'm not fixing the TV. I'm just going over how to dominate your life from anywhere in the world, no matter your circumstance or situation, while showing you this in one of the most, interesting places in America. You know what I'm saying? That when it comes to that dominating energy, but I'm showing you guys how to do this from like a stealth, knowing yourself from the inside out perspective. You get what I'm saying? It ain't no pickup line, bro. I'm about to demonstrate this. So we about to do 500 plus sit-ups nonstop. Then we about to do pull-ups. But in between, instead of stopping, I'm doing push-ups. So like I said, we're going over how to dominate your life anywhere in the world. And I'm mixing some astrology in there. So since we're on step number one on dominating your life, dealing with your persona, your individuality. You get what I'm saying? Who you are. And my first house, I have Saturn. That's cold, calculated. stealthy, results based, no music, no motivation. I'm just doing this because I have a goal. That's it. I have a long term goal. That's it. But you gotta know your one. Like I know my one, because everybody have a different step one. You know what I'm saying? Everybody have a different alignment, astrology alignment. So your step one, let's say if you're a cancer rising, your yours will be more so about familiarity, um, relatability. You would start your day with some stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? Activity that recalibrate that. You get what I'm saying? So um I'm pacing around because this is what keeps my mind flowing. If I stop, then I sometimes get writers or writer's block or whatever. Anyway, it helps with the engagement. Instead of B roll, if I get like this auto tracker tracking, it helps. All right. So with that being said, so I'm gonna go over mine. So so let me go over the 13 steps to dominate your life. So step one is know who you are, your identity. Step two, knowing your values, not others. Step three, uh, uh, upgrading your conscious mind by pushing your subconscious information to your conscious mind. Step four, your foundation, your culture, your family roots. Use that to your ability. It don't even matter if you're from India. I'm gonna show you how to use it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I put Baltimore IRL in here. You get what I'm saying? Um, five, knowing how you are perceived, how you shine. You get what I'm saying? Knowing what things you can do for fun in these environments when you're in the world. You gotta know how to go with the flow. You get what I'm saying? Six, what day-to-day routine fit you best? You get what I'm saying? Seven, relationships. Making sure your relationships in order. Eight, your hidden desires, the things that you don't share when you want, how to access them, how to find them. You know what I'm saying? Nine, you know what I'm saying? Learning things that you can't learn in school. That means putting down the books and executing what you was reading about and taking that information that you learned in real life and transmuting that regurgitated knowledge into wisdom, which is you have to learn that while doing it. That's like if I want to become a pilot and I'm in the books, now I have to close my book and get on this plane and fly this plane. But what happened is there's some stuff that I learned when flying the plane that I can't learn in a book. That's step nine. You get what I'm saying? So for example, I can read all about Baltimore. I can hear about it online. You get what I'm saying? But you have to know how to move when you get here to actually thrive and not just be in survival mode. And you'll know that in your area as well. Uh 10, building long term goals, structures, how to still have a uh foot on your career neck and dominate your career anywhere in the world, even if you're in places that don't have consistent infrastructure. You get what I'm saying? You getting your own infrastructure, building your own infrastructure in that geographical location or that platform. 11, finding like-minded individuals, or if you can't find like-minded individuals, build your own network or platform for people that have uh, for people to be able to utilize that platform. And or if you can't find people, utilize artificial intelligence to pretty much automate instead of hire. Let me make sure this is even. Give me 1 second. Is that even now? Yeah. And then 12 would be making sure you can. I mean, let me finish 11. So turning your dreams into reality. So that means giving your dreams. your illusions, a date, a deadline. That's the first step to bring into reality. You gotta be able to do that anywhere in the world, right? And then step 12 would be pretty much your dreams, your illusions, your trauma, good and bad trauma. You got to be able to transmute that and turn that bad trauma to good trauma. Or you got to be able to. Well, that's step 13. I'm gonna get to that. But step 12 would be understanding your environment and the collective conscious from an emotional standpoint around you. You know what I'm saying? So that you're not like resistant in these environments. And then 13 would be um whatever 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 pain point you have, you can turn this pain point into an actual power. Whatever if you're disabled, you can turn that disability to an ability. If you're if you're if you're trauma, you can turn that bad trauma to a good trauma. And I'm going to show you guys how. So you get what I'm saying? And then you'll be able to help others, you know, and you'll be the best at that because what happens is instead of you being trauma, you'll turn that trauma into a trigger point. And then obviously you'll be the first to, you know, you'll be the first to get a indicator of what's going on. And then and if you turn that into an ability, trust me. Somebody said John 3:6, for God loved the world that he gave his one and only son, that whoever believes in him should not perish, but have eternal life. Yeah, bro, I like that scripture. I like that scripture. That's actually one of my favorite ones. So yeah, keep them going. Keep them going. Comment all your favorite scriptures as well. You get what I'm saying? But anyway, like I said, we're on one right now. So I I how I start my one off, like I said, and this person is leaving, so I'm about to really go into this. So I just broke down the 13 steps to pretty much dominate your life anywhere on the planet. I just dominated in Africa. I dominated in my hometown before going to Africa. I dominated in South Florida. I dominated in America. So we're dominating on multiple continents right now. You get what I'm saying? All using intellect. You get what I'm saying? Because intellect is only present. So what happened is now I'm going to show you guys how I demonstrate, right? So this are 13 steps to dominate your life. 13 steps to dominate your life. Then you have to, cause I'm gonna come out with like a board. Like it's not gonna be like a board game, but it's gonna be like a. I'm not gonna explain it because people be stealing my shit, and I just be letting them do what they do, cause it's like that's my intellect in the world anyway. So I'm not a selfish person. Like I said, I have an Aquarius rising, so I'm more so thinking about systems anyway. Whoever steal my intellect, I think of them as intellect managers. You get what I'm saying? Anyway, um, so I'll have the 13 steps, right? And then I'll have your astrology alignment. And then step one, you gotta match that step one with um your first house, right? Match that step two with what's in your second house. Match that step three, what's in your third house. You get what I'm saying? You could do this in like almost any situation. You get what I'm saying? So, like I said, step one is pretty much to dominate your life, you only need to know who you are, your person, your persona. You're gonna have to know your body. Since I have Saturn ruling my first house, because I'm an Aquarius ascendant, you know, it's based on results. It's not based on motivation. It's not based on feeling like doing something. It's not based on, you get what I'm saying? Rewards and all that. It's just based on strictly I have a goal, I have a calculation. I need to be at a certain result by a certain, you know what I'm saying? Or I'm just strengthening my mind just because. I'm just focusing. on um I'm just focusing on increasing my discipline and my character just because. You get what I'm saying? And this is why goats in astrology, or the myth, right, represents Capricorn, and they what? They climb mountains. Why do they climb mountains? I don't even understand why they climb mountains. They just do it. So I'm about to do 500 sit-ups just because, nonstop. And I'm doing this workout just because. So that's my step one. But next we're gonna go to values. So let's say if you was a Libra rising, right? Your step one would be different. You get what I'm saying? Your step one would be like knowing your persona, knowing your personality. You get what I'm saying? It's more so dealing with fairness, equality. It's dealing with. See, your step one. I'm gonna get into that later, bro. Y'all gonna have to book a consultation. I gotta continue with this workout, bro. Let me see. Yeah, bro. So I gotta start scratching and stuff. So I'm doing too much talking. See, all right. So I can only demonstrate this because I don't want to be like a teacher or whatever. So all right, basically, right. Since I have Saturn in Aquarius and I in the first house, and I'm also an Aquarius rising. That's ruled by Saturn and Uranus. I have Uranus in the 12th house. So I had to, when I'm on step one of recalibrating myself when I'm making the decision or going through the 13 steps right now. Right now, we're talking about dominating your environment from anywhere in the world. I had to know that, okay, from personally, uh, I have to be disciplined. I had to be able to pretty much tell my body to do its task and it do it no matter what feeling. I had to be able to be consistent. I had to have goals. And since I have Uranus in the 12th house, the subconscious, I got to pretty much be able to stimulate my mind while I'm doing this shit. So that's why I got the live stream going. And that's why you about to see me do 500 sit-ups nonstop. So that's step one. But when I get to step two, and I'm talking about values, I got Black Moon Lilith and Aries in a second house. So when it comes to values, my possessions, not others. When it comes to things that I appreciate, people, places, and things, I'm very I have a fiery streak about these things. Like you get what I'm saying? Very like minds. Like it's like what's mine is mine, and what's the world is the world's. You get what I'm saying? So we're gonna demonstrate that as well. So I'm going to just start this workout. You know what I'm saying? And we got to just keep this going. So I can talk to y'all while I'm doing it as well. All right. So step three, right? To dominating your. So I'm going like I'm gonna summarize it one more time, and then I'm gonna just break it down while doing it. So step three to dominating your life. Step three to dominating your life is upgrading your subconscious mind. Since I have Gemini South Node in the third house, my step three would be, it would be the mind, the conscious mind. So knowing that this is the area of life where I'm naturally inclined at, you know what I'm saying? I know, I naturally know, okay, this is trash, this is waste, this is my thoughts, this is versus this someone else's. Someone else gave me this idea, or I've been marketed this idea, or this was my business idea versus someone else's. And like kind of having like a your mind gotta be like a bodyguard for whatever thoughts you have. So let's say if someone tried to give me a business idea, even if it was $1 trillion idea, I gotta be able to filter through that and be like, was that my idea or was that person's idea? You get what I'm saying? And that's how you build that metacognition you need. You get what I'm saying? So, so since I got Gemini there, I know that. Like I know I'm not supposed to focus on small talk, and I like local ideas and markets, local marketplaces, and you get what I'm saying. I know I'm not supposed to focus on that, But I know that's where I naturally spent the first half of my life. I know that's where I spent the first half of my life um doing that, being lost in Baltimore, being trying to fit in on different group and different communities and shit in Baltimore. And that turned me to that pushed me to my Aquarius rising. Like, you know what? I'm not being a part of no group. You get what I'm saying? And if I am, I'm gonna be my own person. So it all makes sense. You get what I'm saying? Let me put this guy in timeout. My God. See, if you was cool, I would have turned you to a moderator. But since you tripping out, you tripping out. I gotta put you in timeout. So yeah, give me 1 second. He's bored. Actually, I'll just allow you to do it, bro. Keep doing your thing. Thanks for the engagement. You get what I'm saying? I'm not even supposed to be talking to y'all right now. Like I said, I got Saturn and Aquarius rising. So I'm supposed to be like after chat. It doesn't matter. Validation don't matter. It's just all about results. You know, as long as I see physical results in real life, that's the only thing that matters. I shouldn't be worried about other people in that regards. But instead, me doing me, I should be able to motivate people to pretty much be able to grab their ass out without trying to influence them. But instead them just being aware of the type of things that we got going on. All right, so let's see. All right, so yeah, four. So in the fourth house, pretty much I got Taurus in the fourth house. So when it comes to step four would be culture turning. Look at your family roots. Look at your family culture. You know, look at where you come from, how you was raised, your foundation. Even if it's from a place like Baltimore, even if it's from a place like India, even if it's from the middle of Africa, right? You can it's stuff there. It's hidden resources that it's things that you can see if you can just be aware of it. That this waste, this compost, this fertilizer, this dirt is worth something in America or it's worth something in India. You just have to build a network, and we're gonna get into that. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta pretty much be able to like know know okay, we're gonna get into that. So your family roots, your family culture, where you come from, how to utilize that as a strength instead of a limitation. So since I got Taurus there, right? Taurus is Taurus is ruled by Venus. Venus deals with love, appreciation, values. You get what I'm saying? So pretty much when it comes to my family and my culture, you get what I'm saying? For a long time, I didn't value being from Baltimore. I had to learn that. I had to learn like, okay, it's not where you from. It's like what's on the inside and how you adapt. But don't adapt in like a survival survival. Don't adapt in like a survival way. You gotta adapt from a thriving apex way, not a victim. You get what I'm saying? But anyway, because remember, this video is about dominating anywhere in the world. So don't let your culture where you from limit your growth. There's a reason why when we're dealing with culture, right? Soil, right? You thought I was talking about humans. But soil is also called culture. You get what I'm saying? So when you're dealing with culture or soil, you usually have to change pots every once in a while. Once a plant outgrow the pot. You get what I'm saying? So with that being the case, when that being the case, just like humans, sometimes you have to change soils. You get what I'm saying? And then, but you still bringing your genetics with you, just like a plant. When you change the pot, you still bringing that with you to the new soil. You get what I'm saying? So you got to be able to do that, and we gonna get into that. We gonna get into that. So I got Taurus there. So me, I'm able to see the value and appreciation of things that other people can't see. I'm able to see that in Baltimore, in a place where people only see darkness, um, gloom, doom. I don't see none of that. Baltimore is not even a place that I even associate with that no more. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, but I wouldn't live here like permanently. I wouldn't recommend nobody living in Baltimore because it's like the New God movie. Once you got on the glasses, that's the lens you see out of. You get what I'm saying? But people around you, even if you live in a good neighborhoods, they still working every day. They don't like their life. That energy seep through the walls and it affects your life. These are your people that's in your neighborhood, your community. Even if you're in a 1% neighborhood. So instead of being on one grade, you gotta be on multiple grades. You gotta be on multiple shoulders. That's how I look at it now. So now I got tourists there. It deals with appreciation. So I know how to appreciate things um so that they can grow naturally. And I know how to see opportunities where people wouldn't see. You get what I'm saying? So I know how to see creative things where people see destruction. Put it like that. Hey, thanks for the light. Thanks for the light. What's up? What's up? DMX, what's up? What's up? Yeah, bro, we're gonna start doing like this. And I'm gonna chop these up and I'm gonna put it on social media. And then we're gonna do it like that. I'm gonna build a little community. Once we at 10,000, then I'm gonna do horizontal. I like horizontal. It looks more like evergreen, but I guess social media won't push out verticals nowadays. So I'm not being biased. I'm just going with the flow. You get what I'm saying? Hey, what's up, BMX? What you want to talk about? We about to work out. I'm about to do 500 sit-ups nonstop. Then I'm gonna force my body to do pull-ups, and without resting, I'm gonna do push-ups. You get what I'm saying? But we gotta stretch and warm up first. All right, so five. How to dominate your life anywhere in the world, even if you're from a place like Baltimore, even if you're from the middle of Africa, even if you're from the Caribbean, which I used to live in the Caribbean too. You get what I'm saying? Don't matter where you're at, how to dominate. You gotta follow a 13-step protocol, and you gotta line that with yourself from like a macro standpoint. The most macro I can think about is the stars. And that's the reason why I said the stars. Like, think about it. People can't mess with the sun like they can rewrite history. They can change the name of the sun, but it still has the same characteristics. It come around every day, it shines bright, it's consistent, it's fixated. Maybe that's why in astrology Leo is like that. But think about it. Down here we can only see the sun and the moon. We know the moon control all the women's menstrual cycles and all the water flows. We know the sun is giving us the electricity, the fire on Earth. Because frankly, fire is summoned on Earth. You gotta like mix chemicals. It's not no like one element. You get what I'm saying? So every all the other background planets and stuff, it's still doing stuff on Earth, just like the moon and the sun. But what happened is you can't see it because they're far away. So I'm explaining that how to know where the planets was when you was born and line them up with the 13 steps so that you can recalibrate in any situation. Right now we're talking about how to dominate your life and other areas. Um, with other topics, we'll talk about it then. But uh, right now we're talking about how to dominate anywhere in the world. So we're in Baltimore right now. So I wanted to demonstrate that. Let me see. So yeah, bro. So all right, bet. So how to dominate anywhere in the world, even if you're in India, even if you're in places like Baltimore in America, even if you're in Africa, in places like Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, even if it don't matter. How to dominate. You gotta follow a 13-step protocol that I'm demonstrating, and you gotta know where the stars was at when you was born. You can book a consultation, click the link below. Just book a consultation and I'll break it down if you don't know. But if you know, guess what? All you gotta do is stay on this video and you'll be able to understand everything I'm saying. Pretty like it's pretty simple. So all right. So all right, so step number five, protocol number five to pretty much dominate your life anywhere in the world. You gotta know how you're seen, how you come across, how you shine. The reason why you have to know how you're seen, right, in the world is because you gotta know how to emit your light. You get what I'm saying? It's some little what is that? X-Men. It's some little minutes and storylines where characters had to learn their power so they don't overdo it. You get what I'm saying? X-Men, it was a guy, I think his name's Cyclops. He had to wear certain glasses so that he don't like overuse his power. You get what I'm saying? In this case, since we humans, we don't have special abilities like that, but we do have social skills, and we have intelligence. You get what I'm saying? That's what separate us. If you cut everybody brain open, it's gonna look the same. But what sets separate everybody is the hologram inside the brain, which we call the mind. So what you have to do is you have to know how that emits. That's light. You get what I'm saying? It's a hologram. So let's just say it's a hologram instead of light, right? So you gotta know, okay, when you emit that hologram, this you get what I'm saying? Other people perceive you in a certain way. So you gotta know how you're doing it and kind of like have your own personal PR firm that's based on and I mean like your own personal PR firm. I'm saying you gotta know how you need to operate from like a astrological standpoint because you got to know what's in your fifth house, and then you got to match it up with the fifth step. You get what I'm saying? So, for example, me, I have, um, I have the zodiac sign Cancer in the fifth house. So when it comes to like in the fifth house is how you're seen, how you come across, leisure activities. It comes. You have to know, uh, no matter where you're at in the world, right? I'm gonna give you an example. I'm in Baltimore right now, so I have Cancer in the fifth house. Fifth house rules leisure activity. It rules it rules how you shine. It rules it rules casual activity like dating or like going out to events and stuff like that. It rules um yeah, just to say that, right? So if I got Cancer right there, right, far as the zodiac sign, then I'm in Baltimore, right, or anywhere in the world. I'm supposed to do things that's familiar to me. I'm supposed to do things that I did like that I was brought up on. You get what I'm saying? Or things people in my culture did in my home, not outside. Because in Baltimore, everybody's different races. You get what I'm saying? Well, so that's the type of thing I'm supposed to be doing. This is why when you see people in different places, stuff happens to them because they've been in the wrong place at the wrong time because they don't know their self from a macro standpoint and a micro standpoint. So you're not gonna catch me in nowhere unfamiliar. Baltimore or Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, or the Caribbean, or anywhere. All right. So okay, let me finish. Let me do this. So okay, I'm gonna stretch now, bro. I'm not gonna warm up. I already warmed up enough. I walked 10 miles today, and I just need to stretch. All right. So now, the sixth house. So in the sixth house, let's see. In my sixth house, I have what is that? Leo. Yeah, I got Leo in my sixth house. So with that being said, let me see. Let me make sure. Yeah, I got Leo in my sixth house. So when it comes to my day to day routine, day to day, my eating habits, my schedule, these things have to be fixated. I have to see myself doing this every day, like the sun, because the Leo is ruled by the sun. So just like the sun, I have to pretty much be fixated in my day to day routine. I gotta make sure that I'm seen as someone who takes care of their body and their health. You get what I'm saying? And this is fixated. It's not like electric, like Aries, like the spark. It's not like Sagittarius where it's mutable. Oh, I'm gonna go to the gym this day. I'm gonna go to the gym. No, it gotta be fixated. So I know that about myself. So I know, okay, when it comes to six, this is where I need to be. Protocol six. Me personally, from an astrological standpoint, it need to be fixated. You know. All right, seven. Seven, I have something called Chiron and Virgo or something like that. And I have that. I believe that's something like that's dealing with. Let me see. Yeah, that's dealing with other people. Relationships. So let's say one-on-one relationships, right? So one-on-one relationships. When it comes to one-on-one relationships, um, I know myself like, all right, let's dial it back a little bit. So seven is dealing with relationships. So to dominate your life anywhere in the world, you got to make sure wherever you're at, your relationships on a one-on-one basis is on point. You got to have people you relate to in life. You can't be isolated. You get what I'm saying? You got to have at least one person that you can, you get what I'm saying, relate to. Or it don't have to be a person. It could be a person, place, or a thing, but it just got to be relatable. You get what I'm saying? Now, with that being said, since I have since I have Chiron, something called Chiron and Virgo, and in the seventh house, that means Virgo is more so calculative. It's like cynical. It's organized. It's um it's routine based. You know, it's that pure energy. You get what I'm saying? So that's why in the Bible, I think they call it Mary the Virgo or something. I don't know. I don't know, bro. I think that's what people. I'm not perfect. So pretty much, since I got something called Chiron and Virgo there, this would pretty much like that's dealing with like pretty much having a pain point that I turn into an ability. So let's say in Baltimore, I have a hard time relating to people, and this is where I'm from. So every time I link with somebody on a one-on-one basis, it's not as organized as I like it. I look at it as sloppy, or I look at it as something like I would do this, bro. It's so critique. I'm critiquing. Oh, I wouldn't drink that. That's purified water. You shouldn't drink that. You should bring spring water. You shouldn't wear Bluetooth earphones. So I all this be in my mind, and I just be telling people, so overwhelm people. So I'm like, damn, how the fuck do I relate to people? You get what I'm saying? So with that being said, what I did was I was highly analytical with who I relate to. So now the people I relate to, they already exactly how um how I would critique someone, they're already that way, so I don't have to change them. You get what I'm saying? And that's facts. I swear to God, I wouldn't even be saying this. So that's my specific seven, but your seven might be different. In astrology, you might have something else in that house. You know, more 9 times out of 10. But I'm just demonstrating how it goes. Then we're gonna start to work out. Then I'm gonna continue with this live stream because we got I gotta show y'all and demonstrate all this. So eight, I got the moon in the eighth house in Libra conjunct Jupiter and Scorpio, 10 degrees. So what that means, so also let me dial it back. So um when you're dealing with protocol 8, when you want to dominate anywhere in the world, no matter if you're in Baltimore, Africa, Caribbean, don't matter. You gotta know all the hidden resources. You gotta know, okay, this this soil costs this much here, but in America is this much. You gotta know, oh, this is trash. No, no, that's not really trash. You can recycle this. This is worth something. Oh, you gotta know all the hidden resources. You gotta know your hidden desires. You gotta know how to transmute things from zero to from A to Z. You get what I'm saying? You gotta know you gotta be able to share resources with others as well in these geographical locations as well. But you gotta know how to do that. So you have to know how to do that. You gotta know your astrology. I just saw it mine was Moon in Libra and conjunct Jupiter and Scorpio. So that's fairness. So when it comes to shared resources, hidden desires, or um, knowing how to transmute things from behind the scenes, this is done in a very fair, democratic way. But also, I have to be very expansive because I got Jupiter there as well. You get what I'm saying? Um, so yeah, so so protocol nine to pretty much dominate your life, right? And we about to start this. Step nine to dominate your life is um you have to expand outside of you have to expand outside of just regurgitation. You have to start regurgitating information, and you have to close the books, and you have to get out here and explore. You have to explore life for what it is, and you have to the books that you was reading, that knowledge that you did learn, it's good to learn, right? Just look at it like a coloring book. The knowledge that you did read about is like it's like the tracing of it. But you need to go out here in the world so that you can fill in that trace and that coloring book. So with that being said, how do you do that? How do you fill in that part of your life? You need to be able to expand mentally, physically, and spiritually. But how do you expand? So I got my North Node in Sagittarius and the ninth house, for example. You get what I'm saying? So your North Node is basically when you was born, the planets was at a certain alignment, and blah blah blah. I'm not gonna get into that. Y'all got a book consultation. But anyway, anyway, it's like similar to a life path, you know. So basically since protocol number nine to dominate your life anywhere in the world, you gotta pretty much be able to be expansive mentally, physically, and spiritually. Outside of things you're just familiar with. You know what I'm saying? This is why people even travel. When you travel, it puts you in a place that you're not familiar with, and this is a hack to increase your IQ. Because to increase your IQ is more so just increasing your awareness. Once you increase your awareness, you either react or you don't react, and then from that you learn things that you can't learn in books. You get what I'm saying? So with that being said, since I got my North Node and ninth house there, right? I'm supposed to pretty much strengthen that muscle. So I'm supposed to pretty much work towards um, being more philosophical. I'm supposed to work, but I'm not. I don't really like being too preachy or telling people what to do and stuff like that. But my own philosophy, not just going off people and worlds. And then or if I don't do that, just always traveling mentally, um, physically or spiritually. You get what I'm saying? So if I stay, even if I'm in Baltimore, I know okay, I need to be expanding mentally and spiritually since I'm not expanding physically. But I am working out. But I'm talking about outside of this geographical location. You get what I'm saying? So let's see. All right. What else was I about to say? All right. So um, protocol number 10: how to dominate your life from anywhere in the world. Step number 10. So you have to pretty much have your long term goals. I'm talking 5, 10 plus years. You have to have these goals written down. You know what I'm saying? Nothing can distract you from these goals. You gotta be able to actually thrive in your career wherever you are. You know what I'm saying? So if you're choosing a place to travel, that place gotta complement your goals. It gotta complement your career. It gotta complement how you're seen in a professional manner or publicly. You get what I'm saying? Bare minimum. Let's say if you was an artist or actor. This is why actors will move to LA. You get what I'm saying? Like I think DDG said he moved to LA because that environment, even if you're broke, which I don't know if DDG was broke at that time because I don't know him. However, what happens is life is about momentum. You get what I'm saying? So what happens is him moving to that geographical location, it he gains more momentum in his specific field, professional, whatever. You get what I'm saying? Even when it's not even dealing with money. Because remember, the second house is dealing with money. The 10th house is dealing with career. So you have to make sure you structure your career so that you can get the momentum you need, the movement, the results you need, so that you can activate that second house. You get what I'm saying? For me, for example, I got Sagittarius in my second house. So like that's ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter's in my eighth house. So I'm not gonna get too deep into that. But anyway, um, so that deals with I gotta be expansive. I gotta know about things in other geographical locations. I just can't be in Baltimore. You get what I'm saying? Like 9 times out of 10, like it's more so about being like expansive, mentally, physically, and spiritually, like I said, but also knowing it's about know honesty is about knowing. So having belief, testing that belief out, and then once you test it out, then you turn that belief into know. You know what I'm saying? If I can explain it like that. And I can choose to share that with the world or keep it with myself. But also just traveling too, you know, no getting like not like I'm not gonna get too in detail, but that's mine. Yours may be different. You might got Aries there, and that pretty much allows you with being a pioneer, being first, being like being an inventor or or setting goals that nobody set in that geographical location, being the first at something there, or spark being a spark of something. You get what I'm saying? So anyway, like I said, step number 10 was more so wherever you're at in the world, it gotta complement your career. Baltimore didn't complement my career. So that's why I traveled to places that did. When you move to that place, then what happens is you'll be able to feel the energy change. Stuff will unlock, especially in the US as well, because just moving to different zip codes in the US, you unlock different things. You unlock different things in regards to credit. Like if you use certain zip codes in Baltimore, I experienced this myself. You don't even get funded like you would if you use another zip code. You get what I'm saying? So I'm sure that's like it is in other countries or other states at least. So knowing where the energy at, knowing what compliment you, your career, and how you're seen publicly, so that you can be credible through and through. You get what I'm saying? What else? Let me see what's on here. All right, so what else? So 11. 11 is so step number 11 to dominate your life anywhere in the world. You gotta pretty much have a network. You gotta have people that see things how you see it, or this could be online or offline. You get what I'm saying? This could be online or offline. So you gotta build a network of like-minded individuals that see life how you see it. If you don't build a network, then you have to literally become your own individual, right? And then once you become your own individual and shed your mind in the world, right, and express yourself, then people will come towards you, you know. But you gotta know how to do that because you don't want to attract the wrong people. You get what I'm saying? So it's like it's you gotta know how to do these things. So the most broadest way possible, right? Like I said, we're doing right now. We're basing it off the stars. So knowing where the stars at when you was born and lining that up with your decision making, not just being into no astrology. So for example, so for example, yeah. So I got Capricorn Sun, Capricorn Mercury, Capricorn Venus, Capricorn Mars, and Capricorn Neptune in the 11th house. You get what I'm saying? So the 11th house is ruled by Saturn and Uranus, and also I'm a Saturn rising ascendant. You get what I'm saying? So when it comes to networks, my networks have to be based on the goals I already had 10 plus years ago. It got to be based on discipline, It got to be based on structure. It got to be based on, okay, um, if it falls, I got to be able to build it from ground zero to whatever my goal is. You get what I'm saying? Um, so pretty much, I just got to build in a very structured way. It can't be based off emotion. It can't be based off of it can't be based off impulse. It can't be based off values. It can't be based off the subconscious mind. I mean, the conscious mind. It can't be based off family. It can't be based off leisure activity and what's fun or not. It can't be based off my routine. It can't be based off who my friends is. It can't be based off my designs. It can't be based off where I want to go in the world or belief systems. It can't be based off of career. You get what I'm saying? I mean, it had to be based off. It can't be just based off career. It got to be based off goals, structured, discipline, and literally, um, me having something in my own mind that I'm creating from scratch. You get what I'm saying? That's it. Other than that, I do enjoy networking with other individuals or other just others in general to build out a common idea, goal. You get what I'm saying? But yours might be different. Yours might be different. You get what I'm saying? Then I got last but not least, I got um I got Uranus and Capricorn in the 12th house. You get what I'm saying? So that's the 12th house is the subconscious. So let's back it up. So with that being said, uh protocol number 12 to dominate your life anywhere in the world. You got to pretty much be able to know how things is from a subconscious standpoint. Know what that population around you relate to subconsciously. Know what drives them. Know what they connect to emotionally. In Baltimore, they connect to a lot of stuff that I don't connect to. So that's why I'm able to just step into my alignment as an Aquarius ascendant. Like, okay, I already know y'all don't see me as one of y'all, so let me just be myself inside of this, inside of this place. You get what I'm saying? So that's why we talking about dominating. We're not talking about fitting in. You get what I'm saying? We're not talking about joining no teams. We're not talking about being accepted. We're not talking about being validated. We're not talking about succeeding. Because to succeed, you have to be a part of someone else's game. We're talking about dominating right now. And whatever place to do it, whatever practice ground to do it. And Baltimore. You get what I'm saying? So I look at Baltimore like how Superman was raised in Krypton. It was a tough environment, and then he got pushed to Earth. That's how I look at Baltimore. It's like training grounds to me. It's like training grounds. But anyway, let's start this workout. I already warmed up enough. We don't need no more warming up. I'm gonna stretch one more. I'm gonna do like a few more stretches. So, all right. So, since I got Uranus and Capricorn in the 12th house and the 12th area of life, also, the 12th law, I mean, the 12th rule to dominate your life will be knowing how that geographical location operates from a subconscious standpoint, knowing how what drives them emotionally, knowing what they believe about sacrifice and all this other stuff. So knowing their dreams, knowing their illusions and where they lost that, knowing their good and bad traumas. Once you know that, you can be like on your like surfboard. You know how to surf the wave now of that. You know how to surf the wave. But you don't want to just be lost in the ocean. You want to be able to know how you need to surf. So you gotta know yourself from a macro standpoint. And whatever macro stand what else is more macro than astrology that can't be manipulated or touched by a human? Yeah, of course, like I said, they can change the name of these stars, but they always operate the same. So if you know how they operate, it doesn't matter if they change the name of the sun. They're always gonna shine bright and come around the same time every day. You get what I'm saying? So with that being said, you just gotta know how everything else affects. We know the sun is hot. We know the moon control the water. But how does all the other stars affect everything else? You get what I'm saying? So now we're dealing with the subconscious. So step number 12 to dominate your life, you have to know how the geographical location. it relates to each other from like a subconscious standpoint emotionally. So when I was in Ethiopia like a month or so ago, like 30, 45 years ago, everybody related from like a religious standpoint. Their subconscious was about religion, family, different religion. I can get into this. You get what I'm saying? But it was more so based on beliefs. Their subconscious is moved by beliefs, fear of God, loving God, history, um, and family. You get what I'm saying? Like, like they even like it's. I don't know whether they love coffee just because they love the taste, or they love coffee because it's a part of their history. So you see how it's tied together. You don't know if they just genuinely love coffee or because they discovered it. That's subconscious right there. So just knowing how the majority of them relate, okay, you know how to go there and not be resistance. You know how to literally go with the flow of what's going on. You know what I'm saying? But you don't want to go through the flow and get lost with your flow. So you got to know what's in your 12th house. And my 12th house, I got Capricorn and Uranus. So Uranus is unexpected. It's pretty much like, how do I explain it? So since I got Capricorn here, I need to build in an unorthodox way. What else is more unorthodox than Ethiopia? It's like paradise to someone with my environments. Because what happens is the country has never been colonized. So that means it is unorthodox to the rest of the world. You you get what I'm saying? So then I see they're developing. Okay, I'm a Capricorn. I love development. So I see this and I'm like, okay, how could I? And I always been an unorthodox person as well, doing stuff in a unique way. So I see stuff that people usually don't see. And also with this, a lot of stuff is happening there for the first time. So doing it, you would seem unorthodox. You get what I'm saying? Or unusual. So you just gotta do that in a structured manner. Gotta do everything in a very structured, organized, legal framework. You get what I'm saying? So I knew things take time. I knew things might take years, right? But I knew to start building on things. At least, at least, at least everything else I could build on. You get what I'm saying? Over the long term. But yeah, like everything is developing, and this is a state that I love being in this area of life. Now, 13. This is the last step. So, step number 13 to pretty much dominate your life, no matter where you're at in the world. So, let's say if you had a trauma, right? Or if you had something that really, really triggered you, right? You had to learn how to turn this trigger, this trauma, into like ability. Because if you're triggered that easy, if you're traumatized that easy by this one situation, if one situation was able to happen and it traumatized you for life, or if you have a phobia and you get triggered, imagine you'll be able to become an expert at that or advocate for that and help others. You get what I'm saying? But unlike others where you got advocates in that field already, at least your response mechanism, you'll respond different from them because you're triggered by this. It's not just your profession. You're triggered by this. This is your trigger. This is your trauma. You get what I'm saying? So then, okay, you guys might have the same profession, but this instead of like you get like instead of just dealing with logic in that field, you'll still get them triggers and them triggers from that trauma or you'll get this anxiety feeling. When you get that, use that as an indicator. Don't use that as a spear mechanism, and just focus on your profession. Focus on your mechanism that you transmuted that trigger, that trauma, and then now this is how you transmute that bad trauma to a good trauma, that disability to an ability. You get what I'm saying? So that's what you want to do. All right. So I'm about to start working out. Uh, what else? What else? Yep. So that's 13 steps to dominate your life. anywhere in the world. I'm demonstrating this live in Baltimore to be exact. Whatever place to pretty much practice this at, they're in Baltimore in the US. Because before we go out on the world and practice this. Don't forget to subscribe. We're about to start this workout. No music, no motivation, none of that. I don't need none of that. I don't need no one telling me to get in the gym. I don't need no motivation. I don't need to have no I barely even need goals. At this point, I'm just doing it. You get what I'm saying? That's the point you gotta get to where you're like, see, like I said, I got Aquarius in the first house. So once I build a system around shit, it's automated for me. I'm like automated. I'm not really thinking about all this stuff. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, we're about to start now. We're about to start this workout, bro. I already walked like 10+ miles and I stretched enough, so I gotta be on it. All right, so first we're gonna start. Let me let me pause this auto tracker and let me put this like this real quick. So what we gonna do right now, right? We're gonna start the workout. We just went over the 13 steps to dominate your life. Now I gotta demonstrate it. I gotta demonstrate it. It's only right if I demonstrate it. You get what I'm saying? So that's what we're about to do. And then from there, we're about to move to the next location. So let's see. I gotta make sure this is even. Let's see. That gotta be even. All right. Let me make sure. I'm gonna move this back just a little bit. All right, we're about to start now. All right, guys. So we're about to start the workout now. Let me see. When I'm over there. Check. Oh yeah, we good. All right, guys. So I usually do at least 50 pull-ups, 50 to 100 pull-ups. We about to start adding 10 every day till we get to the hundreds, just like we do always. And instead of resting, minimal rest in between, I'm doing push-ups. Then we're gonna go out there. We got one little machine out there, and then I got 500 plus sit-ups nonstop. Then we're gonna start the day. I gotta go get some food. We're gonna hit the grocery store, all of that. But right now, like I said, on like how to dominate your life anywhere in the world, we're on one right now, which is identity, your personal body, your persona. Right now, I'm working on mine. I got Saturn and Aquarius in that house, in the first house. So I usually do this: no music, no motivation, all discipline. I have a goal, and more so, it's public because Aquarius rules with public life, public personas. That's why it's live right now. So you guys see me doing this right now. So yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna start right now. So I got at least 50, so I can't stop. Got 50 pull-ups, and in between them, I got push-ups. Every time I stop, I get punished with push-ups. All right, because I used to could do like 40 pull-ups non-stop. So when I stop, I usually punish myself with push-ups. So we're about to start now, guys. Yeah, so what happened was this. I was doing calisthenics for the last year, 2 years. Then I was like, you know what? Why the hell am I so fixated on calisthenics? Why don't I lift weights too? Why don't I do yoga too? Why am I so fixated? That reminded me of when I used to hoop most of my life. Growing up in hooping, I had at one point I ain't have no left hand, and I had to develop my left. But once I developed my left, I only started going left. And then one point, I only had a shot, so I would just shoot. But then when I started driving and slashing, I was only slashing. So eventually, I put it all together, and I had a full package. And I learned that about myself. I got tunnel vision, and I'm very focused. But once I put everything together, it's like magic. One, two, three, four, five. That's 20. That's basically my first day back in the gym. 20 pull-ups straight. See, I used to be able to do 40. So, because I took a break, it's hard for me to do 40 right now. That's why you guys should never take a break. You get what I'm saying? So now we at 20 pull-ups. So the reason why I gotta do more than 50, you see how fast we did 20. This would have been like a fucking 3-minute workout. That's 15. That's 20. That's 30. That's 33. All right, so we had 20 pull-ups and 33 push-ups so far. All right, so we had 20 pull-ups. That's 27. Actually, I'm gonna do three more. That's 30. That's 10. That's 20. That's 30. Oh, that's 66 push-ups. And now that's 30 pull-ups. Yeah. 35. That's 20. 100 push-ups. And we had 35 pull-ups. That's 40. That's 10. That's 20. That's 133. Oh, there it is. All right. We have 45 right now. That's 50. That's 50 pull-ups. 133 push-ups. That's 10. That's 20. We got 13 more. All right, so we finished this little workout right now. We're about to go to the next one. We did 166 push-ups and 50 pull-ups. No rest in between. At least minimal. So let's see. Now I'm gonna just put this back real quick. And we're gonna go to the next workout. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, guys. So you just did uh 50 pull-ups and 166 push-ups non-stop in about 5 to 10 minutes. What we're gonna do now, I just wanted to do this machine. It got me right last time, so trying to finish up on this machine for his upper body. And then we have at least 500 sit-ups non-stop. So on this machine right here, I usually just go all the way up, down and then go up. So I'll start from 50, then lift 7 times, go all the way down to 140, then all the way back up. And then we done. I don't like to be wasting too much time. All right. Yeah. So we're going to start at 50. Let's do it. We actually want to do 5 each one. Four, six, 4, 5. I think that helps. I think this helps with muscle up. I'm trying to work on it. All right, good. Cool. I added 10 pounds. It's 30, 40. Just added 10 more. I was trying to pay attention to my form. I'm so busy not trying to move my upper body. I gotta make sure I bend my knee. My arms feel like noodles right now. Let me show you. So we worked our way up from 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. We're going to go all the way down to 140 and all the way back up. To dominate your life from anywhere in the world, you gonna need to, your mind gonna need to have control of your body. That's why we thought this year was a workout. You think I felt like doing this? So I'm demonstrating it now. I, All right, so I like this machine because I don't know how to do muscle ups yet, but I believe this machine help work on the same muscle. But I'm gonna show y'all what I did. All right, so what I did was I went to all the way down to like 120. I did 5 on each one, and I worked my way back up. All right, guys. So now we got the 500 sit-ups non-stop. And that's gonna conclude the workout for the day. So let's go knock this out. I feel stronger already. Let's see what this works. Yeah, you can join. Just hop in at any time. Go ahead and Oh, you watching from Tel Aviv? That's tough. That's tough. You can jump in at any time. Just let me know how many reps you doing below and how much time it take you to finish. Right now, we got like 500 sit-ups nonstop. I usually do that in like 10 minutes. 500 sit-ups nonstop. We just did 50 pull-ups and 166 push-ups nonstop. Then I worked on this one machine that helped me with my muscle ups and working on. But we about to start now. Also, every like is an extra 5 sit-ups. We got at least 500 sit-ups. So every like is 5 sit-ups. We got at least 500. Give me 1 second, guys. Wash my hands. As soon as that water shut off, then we're gonna start. So we got 500 sit-ups non-stop. So we're about to start now. And I don't know if I read that right. But forget it. I'm gonna just say this all up. I'm gonna ignore that tell comment. I understand. All right, so let's start. So we got 500 sit-ups non-stop. Every like is an extra 5 sit-ups. These are inclines, so I don't want to hear nothing about I'm not going all the way up or I'm not going all the way down. Because in reality, if I go all the way down, that's resting. If I go all the way up, that's resting. You know? So yeah, we about to start now. Let's do it. Hold on. All right, so we got 500. Oh. That's 10. Start. It's 30. It's 40. That's 50. That's 60. That's 7. That's 100. 100. 140. 150. 160. We doing 500 sit-ups nonstop. 190. 200. That's 200 sit-ups out of 500 sit-ups. 210 sit-ups. 220 sit-ups. 230 sit-ups. 240 sit-ups. 250 sit-ups. We halfway there. We got 500 non-stop. Oh, we gotta start over. If I stop, we gotta start over. Every like is an extra 5 sit-ups. Go ahead and like the video. That means I gotta do 5 extra sit-ups. So far, we got 2 likes. So that's 10 extra sit-ups. Let me do this extra 10 right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 280 sit-ups. Let me see you do the incline sit-ups. That's 300 sit-ups. One hundred and ten sit-ups. 320 sit-ups. Go ahead. Let me see you do 'em. I'm gonna check your channel out. 325 sit-ups. 330 sit-ups. 340 sit-ups. 350 sit-ups. 260 sit-ups. 370 sit-ups. 380 sit-ups. 390 sit-ups. 400 sit-ups. We got 100 more to go. 400 out of 500 sit-ups. 410 sit-ups. 420 sit-ups. 430 sit-ups. 440 sit-ups. 450 sit-ups. 460 sit-ups. Hey, is everything okay? Hello? Everything okay? Yes. Is everything okay? 470 sub. Hello? Yeah, you said call you? Gym. I'm at the gym. Where? Oh, okay. All right, let me. Okay. Phew. I did 500 sit-ups nonstop. I did 166 push-ups and then pull-ups nonstop. I got 10 more sit-ups till I'm at 500. All right, that's 500 sit-ups, guys. That's how you dominate every area of your life, no matter where you're at. Right now, we're in Baltimore. Um, First, you just want to have mental toughness, mental consistency, being able to like push your mind and your body to new limits, and you put yourself in new situations, new tough situations, so to simulate real life. That's 500 sit-ups nonstop. Then we did the pull-ups and the push-ups nonstop. It's hella sweat in my eyes. But all right, man, I'm gonna call you back. Love you. I'm tired, man. But now it's time to go eat some food. So that's how you pretty much go about step one. Step one of dominance your entire life. Anywhere you're at, you gotta have control over your body, your mind, and your body. Working out is a good exercise or calibration method for me because it forces me to do things that I don't even feel like doing, and it works as like a mental catalyst to where as though, or like kind of like you build a muscle, but mentally. Now we're gonna go to step two, which is values, appreciation. So now I value food, health, healthy food after a workout. So that's what I'm about to do. You get what I'm saying? And that helps my body appreciate over time. So we're about to go get some food next. So like I said, we was going through a 13-step protocol. One was identity, two was values, three was conscious mind, upgrading your conscious mind. Four was utilizing your family roots. Five was mastering how you're seen. Six was mastering your schedule. Seven is your day to day and your everyday one on one relationships. Eight is shared resources, hidden desires. Nine is expanding mentally, physically, and spiritually. 10 is expanding on your goals in your career and building it one day at a time. 11 is building the network or building the dream that a network can share. Then from there, um, 12 was the mastering the collective conscious from an emotional standpoint. And then 13 was turning your trauma or your disability to a gift or an ability. I just demonstrated one. I just explained my entire astrology chart and I matched my ascendant, my rising with one. Now we're in the second area of life two, where it deals with appreciation, values. That could be a person, place, or thing. I appreciate and I value what I value. And I got Black Moon Lilith and Aries in the second house. So I can get really rebellious when I can't get the things that I value. I can get really fiery if I can't get the things I value. I value good food after putting in work. You get what I'm saying? So that's what I'm about to do. I'm about to probably take you guys with me, get some nice food, and then we're gonna go from there. Then we're gonna step into area three, which is your conscious mind, upgrading your conscious mind. What was learned yesterday is not what's known today. That's my version of to the yesterday's price is not today's price. What was believed yesterday is not known today. You get what I'm saying? Or you can say it like this: yesterday's belief is today's knowing. You get what I'm saying? That's where we transmuting belief into knowing. Knowing is more powerful than belief. All right, guys. So let's see. I wonder if I should see. I want to keep the live going, but since I'm in Baltimore, you get what I'm saying. I like to pretty much be organized, you know. So I think I might end a live, then go where I'm going at, and then I'm gonna yeah, then I'm gonna go live again. Maybe I start doing only one subject per live. But I just wanted to be broad so I can clip up all of these clips. Hmm. Trying to figure this out now. All right, I think we're gonna end it right here. Then I'm gonna pick up. I'm gonna do another live stream when I get to the location. And come if you guys comment what you guys want to see in Baltimore, and we'll go from there. I'm gonna start the next live in about 20 minutes. So I might keep it going like this. Trying to debate if I should keep it going or just come back. Yeah, I think I'm gonna come back. Yeah, bro, I'm gonna come back. Let me know if I should keep the live going or just do another one. I'm gonna decide in the next 3 minutes. All right, so yeah, man. It is now 4:08 p.m. Eastern time. I'm now about to go grab. We might as well say this is dinner number one, because I'm gonna grab dinner again. I fasted all day until you might as well say 5, because I gotta go grab food and everything. So yeah, man. Today was a good day, very disciplined day. I was able to pretty much, like I said, fast. And then I did a high intensity workout. Then we're gonna do some research, some market analysis. And I also got to study, study this one market. And then I also got to prepare for Ethiopia because I am going back to Ethiopia soon. I'll let you guys know when, but I am going back to Ethiopia soon. I'm definitely going back to Ethiopia soon. We got some life changing things to do. You can go. And if you guys have any questions about Ethiopia, let me know. Let me know if you have any questions about Ethiopia. Because, or let me know if you guys have any questions about America or Baltimore, the Caribbean, living as an expat. Let me know if you have any questions about anything. But yeah, guys, 13 steps to dominate your life. Step number one, identification. You got to identify yourself. Once you know how to identify yourself from a macro and micro perspective, then you'll be able to have mastery over who you are as an individual. Two, values. Once you distinguish which other people's values versus yours, with what other people's resources is versus what is yours, then you're able to understand your value system. Third, the third thing is you're upgrading your conscious mind. You got to be able to get rid of and burn old information, just like recycled trash or waste. You got to get rid of waste thoughts because that's like a computer with too much data, an iPhone with too much storage on it. It's not going to be able to go as fast as it can. So just like the iCloud, right, on your iPhone, your mind is a cloud as well, but it's more fourth dimensional. So you want to make sure your cloud is clear and it has enough space so that it can operate accordingly. All right, give me 1 second, guys. Okay, so four will be understand the soil you come from, aka culture. Remember, and agriculture, culture is soil. But since we're humans, we're talking about a different soil. We're talking about the soil you come from. You get what I'm saying? So mastering the soil you come from, knowing how to utilize your roots and your culture, even if it's known as a derogatory culture, knowing how to utilize your culture so it can be valued wherever you're at. All right. Okay. So three. I mean, no, that's not three. That's five. Right. Step number five to dominating wherever you're at in the world would be knowing knowing how you come across, knowing how the light you emit affect others, knowing how you shine, knowing how you should be enjoying yourself, right? Because there's a way to enjoy yourself as well. Did you know that? So once you understand, what you enjoy and how you should go about it, then you'll be able to meet people in the same places you enjoy, and you guys will have similar things in common. You get what I'm saying? Six will be you're mastering your day-to-day routine and pattern and schedule and eating habits and you know coming up with your own routine pattern structure. So once you have that in order, now it don't matter where you're at, you have a consistent day-to-day routine that you can actually exalt because what is in alignment with who you are from a macro and micro perspective. Then seven would be um relationships, relating to others on a one-on-one basis. Yeah, it's okay to relate to your siblings or people you're familiar with in your upcoming environment. Yeah, it's okay to relate to big large groups of people, but what about on a one-on-one basis? Now you got to know how to relate to others on a one-on-one basis because this is how you become relatable. You get what I'm saying? So knowing how to relate and when to relate, you know, is really good, especially when when you want to operate life from a dominating standpoint. So eight, right? So eight is understanding hidden treasure, hidden resources, hidden desires. So how do you access this? How do you see it from the root? How do you see the things that operate from behind the scenes? But at first glance, that's what you need to know how to do to dominate life, no matter where you're at. Or you get what I'm saying? Nine, you have to understand and put yourself in situations that's going to challenge the regurgitated information that you know. Because until you challenge the information that you learned in a book or from someone else or from third person or from school, the only way to filter through that so that you can understand it was waste or not is to actually test that knowledge and turn it into wisdom. Treat your knowledge, your regurgitated knowledge, like noodles. Throw them at the wall and see what stick. AKA test your knowledge out, and then from there, see what sticks. See what was just a myth, or and you'll also see what's true or not. 10, right? So how to dominate life? You gotta understand. You gotta overstand and understand your life from a long term perspective. You gotta think at least in 10-year intervals. You gotta have long term goals, and you gotta know how to structure them goals. If you don't know how to structure your own goals, right? If you don't know how to, if you don't know how to think long term, then it's going to be hard for you to have the characteristics needed to dominate your own life, no matter where you're at in the world. Okay, next. Next we got the 11th felt. So I mean the 11th step. So what happened is you have to pretty much be able to build a network that have a shared dream or build a dream that would attract a shared network. Well, how do you do that? First you'll have a vision or idea or a dream. Then you put a deadline on that or a date. Once you put a date and start expressing this out in the world, it would attract others. Step number 12 to dominating life no matter where you're at. You got to understand how geographical locations is from a subconscious emotional standpoint. Knowing what triggers people, what emotionally drives people, what people identify as sacrifice. Once you understand this, then you'll understand how everyone's operating from a subconscious level. Then you'll be able to ride that wave without actually being resistance. Okay. And then step number 13, transmuting that trauma, transmuting that bad thing, transmuting that trigger, right? That learning, transmuting that lesson, right? Into more so an ability, into more so, a gift that you can actually help others with, right? So now you not only you have a trigger, not only you have a trauma or indicator, so you're going to turn your trauma into a response indicator that you can. So instead of you getting triggered, you'll use that trigger as an indicator, so you'll be aware of that problem before anyone else. So that will give you an edge in that field or whatever you're trying to do. When it comes to turning that trigger, that trauma, that lesson into an ability, that's the way you need to go about that. So I'll give you one example. Let's say if someone got abused before, right? So anytime someone is rough with that person, what happened is they would get triggered, right? So guess what? Instead of being triggered by someone being rough, now you've become like an advocate for people that's abused. So now you're more sensitive to people who's abused. You can identify them more, right? That way you can advocate better. That way you can turn that trigger, that trauma that you went through, to an ability. So there you have it, guys. I'm gonna end it off here. I'm gonna try to get more organized with these streams and have like one title, one subject, because I be trying to go live and have one title, one subject, but I be wanting to go all day. And I notice, depending on where I'm at, I can't really be sharing my location all the time. You gotta move accordingly. Plus, I just told you I was going to demonstrate my alignments. You get what I'm saying? I got Aquarius rising, so I'm supposed to be more unpredictable on my own schedule. Nobody really supposed to be like, "Oh, I know where he's at." I know, no, because I don't. In reality, I don't even. Sometimes I don't even know where I'm going to be at next. I just go with the best option. You get what I'm saying? And I create my option first, and then I choose the best option. But anyway, um, that's it, guys. Catch the next one.